What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Investment League podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you're unfamiliar with the movement, we are here to give you investing and money saving tips to get ahead in life, get motivated, and get your wheels on the right track to succeed at whatever it is that you want to succeed in. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can follow along with us as we go along. If you're listening to this and you're not currently driving and you want a visual to go along with today's topic, head over to Instagram. Look up My Investment League and give it a follow to see our daily posts and the topic for each post. To find the post relating to this episode, look at the number on the bottom right hand corner, and whatever number is on there, that's the number that's related to the podcast. So today's post says you can work 40 hours a week for the next 30 years and live paycheck to paycheck, or you can work 80 hours a week for the next 10 years and then enjoy the rest of your life. So the best part is you actually have a choice on this, right? So there's a lot of people out there that are already working more than 40 hours a week and still only living paycheck to paycheck because whatever reason, whatever your financial reasons are, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do to get by. But in reality, you want to be working so that you don't have to work till you're 65, just like the post that we did before this. Take a look at number 12. Work until you're 65, that's the retirement age, and that's basically what's expected. You know, when we get into the workforce, we're already expecting to work for about 50 years as soon as we start working. And it's kind of like we already accepted it. We don't even think about it. We're not dreading it. We're not hanging our heads over the fact that we have to work for 50 years. It's just kind of like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? And the reality is that's not what it is. That's just what we're taught and how we're raised. Is that's how we have to live. And in reality, you don't got to do that. All you got to do, it sounds simple, and it actually is simple. The hardest part, just like anything else in life, is actually applying yourself and doing the work. But you work 80 hours and you start investing, you save money, and over time, you know, if you do that for 10, 15 years, maybe even 20 years, depending on when you start, you can retire before 65. You know what I'm saying? You can start early, save as much as possible, let that stuff compound in the stock market, figure out ways how you can get money in return, and you can retire early. And then you don't have to wait till you're 65 to actually enjoy your freedom of time, right? Because life expectancy is around 78 years old. That's the average lifespan of the human race. It's about 78. So if you retire at 65, you're only giving yourself 13 years to actually do what you want with your time. Up until that point, if you're just working paycheck to paycheck and you're not investing your money and you're not trying to get ahead, then you're just going to be doing that until you're 65. And then you're going to have this very little 401k to provide you for the next 13 years. And now you can finally do what you want. But those first 50 years, you know, you're coordinating your life around your job, right? So if you want to do something, you have to take time off from work. In order to take time off from work, you have to work there for a certain amount of time to get PTO, right? You're only allowed a certain amount of sick time. You work in 5 days a week at least. And then if you're working two jobs, you know, you're working probably more than 5 days, more than 40 hours a week. And if you're only living paycheck to paycheck doing that, you got to find ways to make more money or try to find ways to cut back so you can save some of that money and invest it. The key to all of this is investing. You're not going to get anywhere, just like we said in the last podcast. You're not going to get anywhere unless you invest your money, because you need money to come back to you. You know what I'm saying? When you retire, you know, if you're working and you have a 401k, that's your 401k is in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. You put your money in, your company matches it, and then that thing grows, not just from you two putting together money, not just from you two putting money together in your 401k, but it's in the stock market, and that's how it's growing even bigger. But you can't touch that until you retire, which is like 60 or 65. So you're already setting yourself up to work until you're 65 just by that 401k alone. If you can make an account and you start investing your money early, you don't have to rely on just your 401k, and you can get out of the rat race early. You know what I mean? If you retire at age 50, even 55, that's another 10 to 15 years you're adding to your freedom. You know what I mean? That's the real freedom here is being able to quit your job and not have to work for money. And that's the key to all this is if you do it now, you do it early, because that's really, you're not going to get there. One, there's two ways obviously where you can get there is if your parents already set you up, or the previous generations already set you up for success financially, or you got to do the work yourself. You know what I mean? And that's the goal with this is, if you have to get there yourself, then you want to set up the next generation so that they're not doing the same amount of work that we're doing to get there. I'm out of breath because I drink so much coffee. God damn. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. 40 hours a week, that's like the bare minimum. If you're working less than 40 hours a week, you're not working more. You're not trying to get ahead in life. You're just comfortable where you're at. And you're going to be in that same situation until you retire. And that's not the situation that I know a lot of people want to be in, because like I said earlier in the previous episodes, I hear people all the time, I don't want to go to work today. I'm about to call out. The weekend was too short. It's already Sunday. I hate Mondays. Thank goodness it's Friday. Hump day, Wednesday. Like if you're investing money, all of those things become the opposite. It's the weekend. So, you're not in the market. You're excited to see Monday come, because on Monday the market opens up and you can see how much your investments have made you. You know what I mean? Fridays, you're happy that it's a Friday, but then you're also like, man, I'm going to have the weekend with no stock market, so I can't see what's happening. You know what I mean? So like, it's crazy how the tides turn when you're on the other side. And that's the key to all this. It's the same stat. I'm about to make this my motto. You know what I'm saying? Do the work now so you can do whatever you want later. Get away from that instant gratification. Everybody wants the quickest thing. They want the next diet pill. Everybody wants the get rich quick scheme. They don't want to put in the work at the gym. They just want some pill that's going to make them lose fat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go win the lottery so they don't have to work for money. They just want to get it quick. You know what I mean? They go to the casino so you can hopefully win the jackpot so you can quit your job, or that's how people try to get money. You know what I'm saying? But actually putting in the time and the work and the effort, if you invest in the stock market, that's a lifelong skill. You don't have to clock in. You don't have to go to school to get this type of education. You can get it right here. You know what I mean? It's easy access. It's free access. This is free education. And you take this and apply it. You can apply this for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, you're not even working anymore, because you've invested so much time in the beginning that now everything's working on its own. It's like on autopilot. You know what I mean? You take all the money that you're making now and you put it into the stock market. You just save up, and eventually all the money that you saved is bringing you money back. And now it's your money that's paying for all your stuff. You don't have to go to work to get a paycheck to pay your bills. The stock market is giving you that money to pay your bills. And then when you get even further, you can get a house, and then you can rent that house out to somebody else. And then that rent money that you're getting can pay for something else. That can pay for your next car. You know what I'm saying? Or that can pay your mortgage on your current house. Or you can save that money up to do something else, whatever you prefer. But the whole key is put your money somewhere where money's going to come back in return. And when you get there, then you no longer have to work a day in your life. And then you can really do the things that you want to do. You can do the hobbies that you like. You can go on vacation. You can go explore. You can travel. You can do whatever you want. And maybe you pick up a hobby along the way that can actually make you money as well. And then you really made it, you know what I'm saying? Because now you have multiple streams of income, and you have income coming from things that you love to do. Find a job you enjoy doing, and you will never have to work another day in your life. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put in the work in the beginning. Once you put that work up in the beginning, then you can do that. But that's the key to this. Put in the work now so you can do whatever you want later. Same as always. Put this in your brains. You know what I'm saying? Really think about this. Think about where you're at, where you're going. How are you going to get there? You know what I'm saying? Always reassess and analyze, review, see what's going on, see how you can fix things. How can you save more money? How can you make more money? You know what I mean? That's the key. And how can I set up the next generation? If you have kids, you know what I'm saying? You want them to be in a better position than you are currently. You're not going to do that by just working the bare minimum, going home and not doing anything, and just waking up the next day and just continuing that cycle. That's not a healthy cycle. You know what I mean? Create a new habit, a habit that you weren't taught, that you're learning now, and take it, run with it, build it, teach it, and pass it on. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all mañana for the next one. Alright, peace. That was a solid one, you know what I'm saying? I was out here preaching to the choir. You know what I mean? Yeah.